Hi there. What I want to do is share with you the solid truth about true love and the Lord. What it is, because of the fall, true love in us is lacking towards the Lord and towards others. And what it is, to be able to truly love the Lord, you have to let go of sin and unrighteousness, the love for that. That's one aspect. Because half your love is divided towards sin and towards the Lord. And then there's things like, I used to have a passion to play snooker. It was like a labour of love for me to practice and compete in tournaments. And I used to love that. And it was like, how can I stop that? Be following the Lord? It's like, I can't be doing it. Can't be, it's like impossible for me. So in a way, I sort of admitted it to the Lord and gave it to him. I said, you'll have to deal with whatever's going on here because I can't deal with it. You know what I mean? I mean, you come along while I'm totally involved in everything. And then you expect me to just like stop everything. It's impossible for me. So I just sort of half carried on with the Lord and fumbled along, and I even went off into fornication. And I was in that for about a year. And then I went and developed bowel cancer. That was 15 years ago. Frightened the bloody life out of me. I thought, what's going on here? Then I had these couple of operations where the doctors had messed up with the first operation. Thought I had something like appendicitis. They tried to cut into whatever and spreading every tumour cells, and then I had to have extensive surgery. Now I'm like left with trapped nerves and like half injured, so I can't even carry on with snooker. Frightened of sin. Now what do I do? So I began to realise this is to do with the Lord. He's let me go off here. He's let me just do my own thing, so he can teach me. So I've come to a realisation. And then as I started to understand the basic things of what the Lord wants of me, and then I started to sort of lose love for all that. And then I began to realise, what else have I got to do in life now? So I began to focus more and more on what the Lord wants. and me passion, labour of love and all that is going towards the Lord now, instead towards sin and my own interests and my own little hobbies and whatever. It's distracting me from him. And then your love becomes fully restored towards the Lord. And then shut up, cat. And then he takes you to a point where others are affecting you with the way they're carrying on around you. And the stuff they're coming out with, and what's the problem? You know what I mean? And then you start to feel, your feelings will start, and then, I can't be dealing with all this. And then you become dispassionate towards it all. And then eventually, true love is being restored towards the Lord. And everything about you, your whole being is going towards it. And then when he gets you there, because you see me, he gets you there. You know what I mean? You've got to cooperate yourself a bit with him, obviously, you know what I mean? But where you're lacking, he brings his power in, you know what I mean? I'll sort this out here and there. You know what I mean? Till eventually you just got to go along with him, you know what I mean? Although you start resisting him at times, it's just one of those things, you know what I mean? And then when you get to that place, you get to a place where you're that dispassionate about everything. And you lose interest in everything. And then you sort of come to a place of complete rest and peace from everything. And you just put everything to the Lord. You just talk to him about things, you know, what's going on here, what's happening there, what's he saying that? And then it'll keep you so busy, it's a joke. It'll keep you so consumed with things, it's a joke. He shows you this, shows you that, and you try to work it out yourself, and then eventually it's like you're going from this extreme to that extreme until you find that middle road, that narrow road. It's so balanced and true, and you know, obviously the world and the devil is trying to unbalance you and get you off, but you got to stay on that straight and narrow road. I know it's hard, but a bit difficult, like, you know, but it's like when I remember when I was playing snooker, trying to get the cue to go as straight as possible. Any deviation and I ain't cueing true. And that's what the Lord wants from us. He wants us to be plumb line, cueing true with him. And then when he gets to that point of true love, and then you've got true love for others, and that's how it works. And it's all done by his grace. We ain't under any law. We're under his grace. Muslims are under law, Jews are under law, but we're under grace with Christ. When we mess up, what do? We just go to him, approach him, throne of grace. Forgive me, Father, you know, tears come out. And then he says, never mind, I'll forgive you. Get on with it, he says. Follow me. You know, you truly... It takes time. It's not you don't happen like, oh, I just heard about the Lord and it all suddenly happens and I'm perfect. Million people start saying that sort of stuff. They're off their head. It don't happen like that. It takes years for some, because some people are bound up in all sorts of things. Some people are less bound up, but some people are really bound up in stuff. But the Lord will get through because he loves you. And he'll show you. Because at the end of the day, I mean, I'm 54 now, and when I look back, I think, well, you know, from when I was 20 till now, it's gone like lightning. And then I think, well, you know, 54, if I'm lucky if I reach 70, I might reach 80. And the years and the weeks are going through like lightning. I'll be soon going off somewhere, so I might as well get right with things. And I think we're here to learn a lesson about exactly what's right and wrong, so we know how to live with the Lord in eternity. I mean, 30 angels went off with Satan, with Lucifer, because they couldn't be dealing with, you know, they wanted to do their own thing instead of doing the Lord's will. Just submit to the Lord's will. You know, that's all he wants from us. Yeah, man. But them lot that rebelled against him in heaven, and caused us to start to go against him. Yeah. The Lord just wants... It's like... he wants us like him. He's a God. He's God. He wants us, we're sons of God. We're more or less, he wants us like him. So we more or less, in a way, become like a God. But we share it with him. We don't try and go above him like Satan did. He tried to say, well, you know, he had that sort of equality with God. But then, you know, but it's like, you know, But he wanted to be above God. It don't work like that. So he kicked him out of heaven. And now he's like, he's created man to be in friendship with him forever. The angels are there in heaven to serve us, to serve the Lord and to serve his friends who are men. That's what the old plan's all about. That's his plan. And he knows the ones that want to go for it, and the ones that think that's all a load of googly. But if you think about it logically, it's all about good and evil. And the devil knows all about all these false religions, and he wants to draw people off into this and that. There's no true love in it, man. You know what I mean? We tried that with the Jews. They couldn't obey the law. It's impossible. It was only the prophets that were being filled by his spirit that could do it. And they tried to tell the people, but the people just couldn't grasp it. Yeah, mate. But the few that do, they'll grasp it and they'll be off with the Lord and they'll spend eternity with him. That's what it's all. You're under grace. Just trust him, it's faith. And just keep it there. I mean, when I was playing snooker, I had to have faith to be able to pot the ball and push the cue through straight. And then I had to learn all the little orthodox techniques to try and do it perfect. Think of a dart player. When he throws a dart, gets 3 of them in the treble. I mean, he's learning over years to perfect his technique. And that's what it is with the Lord. He teaches you, he perfects you. He's leading you to perfection in holiness. Okay, there's even with dart, striving for perfection makes mistakes. We make mistakes in the way we understand things, and then we sort of have to try this out and try that out, which is wrong, to try and get to the actual balance of the truth in the middle, that narrow road. And then you're there with, that's what it's all about. That's what the Lord's trying to bring you to. As regards teachings and people come out with all sorts of crazy teachings. They're way off track. They're off on this extreme, that extreme. It's in the middle, and the Lord will get you there. You know what I mean? If you start going off on some extreme method of doing it, then you just know you can't do it. It has to be all done in the Lord's timing. Don't worry about what others say. Just worry about what the Lord says. Don't worry about your life and what's going to happen in your life. Just put it all to the Lord. The Lord. You just worry about what the Lord wants from you, and then as long as He's pleased with you, you just know you're happy inside. The peace is unbelievable. You know what I mean? He's there ready to instruct when you're starting to go wrong here and there. And he's ready to teach you true, you've got to have a teachable spirit. You've got to have a teachable spirit with him. Allowed to be taught by him. Be open to with everything, Don't be closed-minded and dogmatic and can't listen to others, and you got to listen and you got to know. You listen to the Lord and work it. You'll get there. Anyway, God bless. The time's running out now. So catch you later.